Morning, everybody. I will call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. I would take a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes.
So moved.
I will second that motion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Good morning, Rich.
Morning. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. On the agenda, you've got the resolution for the stop signs at Wheeler Wood Court. I don't know if you guys reviewed that engineer report. Not much of an engineer report, just based on the fact that that's a side street and Wheeler Wood's a main thoroughfare that will put stop signs up. We need the resolution in order to make the stop signs legal. So if anybody does happen to violate the stop sign, they can be ticketed.
Sounds good. Take a motion to approve resolution number 2020.10.12, authorizing stop signs at Wheeler Wood Court.
So moved.
I will second that motion. Any other discussion? Roll call vote. Smithy?
Aye.
Stone? Aye. That motion will carry. And you can install those signs, please.
Okay, we'll get the one calls getting ready to go. I know we had we'll get the street signs. I think we're getting them ordered too, and we'll figure out whether, I know that one time I think it was asked whether we can put the street signs on the stop signs, but according to our ordinance on the street signs, they got to be in the, I think it was the southwest corner of the intersection. So we'll see if there's any variance there or not that we can do something different, but otherwise they'll be on the Wheelerwood side of the intersection. So we'll look at that, but those signs will have to be made yet before we bring them in. So do have Highway 105 plans going from the from Northwood or from the interstate to the county line, working on those plans. Should be trying to turn them in this week for I think it's a March letting. If we need to, we can push it back to April if we need more discussion. But just on the funding side of things, our farm to market funds, and I just looked at them here not too long ago, we are borrowed ahead by almost a year. We do have a balance in there, but with other projects, they won't let us borrow ahead more than 3. So we won't have all the funding needed. And because it's a local project, we've got it listed as a local project now. So local funding is what's going to be needed to pay that. And whether we have the farm to market funds now or later, any projects we do from here on out are probably going to need to be locally funded. If we keep using farm to market money, we will always be borrowed ahead, which isn't a bad thing. It just limits the size of projects we can do. So I think right now, I had it open. I think I might have closed it. We're at our current balance was like I think it was $400,000 in our fund as of June 30th. They didn't show any current payments in that would have been in September, but they showed us. I don't know if they didn't put them in there or whatever, but they showed us a balance of I think it doesn't seem right, but 1.4, and that doesn't. But we have some projects that are out there yet that are still going to be taking some of that money. So. The project I'm thinking is going to be around $2.5 million to do that. So we don't have near the funds we need. We've got it listed as local projects. So we can't use farm to market money unless we change the project number and do a bunch of other things. But even if we use farm to market money, we still got to come up with local money to match in order to complete the project. So something to think about here is if we're going to either put the project on hold or try to find a way to get some TIF money or some other local funding to pay for that project. So,
well, I mean, it's going to be, if we don't do something, it's going to still be 2 or 3 years, and that road's really going to be in tough shape if we don't.
Well, we've got a lot of other roads that are going to need updating too. I mean,
so
each side, those asphalt roads are starting to oxidize pretty well, and they're going to need something. I know the guys have done a really good job on Warbler getting some of those thermal cracks and those worst joints that ride rough, they've got them improved quite a bit. I'm really happy that what they did is making the ride a little bit better. It's not going to last forever, but it does ease a little bit of, it gives a little bit better rideability than before. So, I mean, we can keep doing that too and try to, keep maintaining them as best we can until the funds are there, but just kind of giving you guys a heads up on where we're at funding wise. So.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll consider it.
Yep. Appreciate that. So I'm just going to keep going with the project. We always got time between now and the letting to yank the project if we can't come up with funding. But in the meantime, we'll make sure the project's ready to go whenever. So,
Okay.
any questions for me?
That
Yes,
sign?
I have a DOT pre-construction agreement here.
Oh, yep. And that's also something that's local funding. They're going to be doing some paving. And they always ask if we've been doing a lot on our stuff where we pave our secondary roads, the gravel roads, to help maintenance on intersections with the hard surface so that we're not bringing a blade out to scrape gravel and whatnot. So the estimate there, I don't remember what the dollar amount was now. I don't have it in front of me, but it's just for us to pay for the paving of our intersections that meet up with Highway 9.
Okay.
We've done it several times, so
Paper from Fertile to the interstate, it appears.
yeah, I think that's what it is. And we've got a handful of intersections that they're going to do
They pave 10 feet.
they normally pave 10, but we're going to be going further to the right-of-way line. That way our motor graders can kind of stay out of traffic when they're maintaining.
Sure, sounds good.
So I'll make a motion to approve the pre-construction agreement then.
Okay, there's a motion to approve Iowa DOT pre-construction agreement for the Highway 9 project. I will second that motion. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion will carry.
Anything else?
Like the speed limit signs out there by the casino.
Yeah, we had to flag them. The first time I drove through there, I didn't even see them. But yep, they're up now. And
Yeah, I was speeding when I saw them, so the sheriff wasn't there that day.
Caught my attention, those red marker flags. I hit the
hey,
brakes
it's
right
only
away.
illegal if you don't get caught. If you get caught, then it's illegal, right?
Right.
I'll admit it, I was illegal, so.
Well, Dan's listening.
Yeah, I know it, he can bust me.
So I'll stay on the line if you have any other questions.
All
Okay,
right,
thanks, Rich.
Yep.
30-day grace period, I'm sure.
I'm so glad we record these meetings.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it was like, man, there it is, and it's like, oh, well, they did get them.
All right. Drainage?
I remember them that way.
Yeah, we do.
Nothing? No claims, nothing?
Mhm.
Okay. Regular claims. Any questions on those, Mark?
No, I just looked them over it. It's okay. I'll make a motion to approve the regular claims.
All right, there's a motion to approve the claims. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry.
And then there was a special
Yeah.
claim for postage too.
Oh, okay. And then more of them are gonna get election stuff going on. Huh?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve this special claims for postage.
All right, motion to approve the special claim for postage. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. All right, any reports?
Sheriff's monthly and recorder's quarterly.
$5,000 for the sheriff, about $13,000 for the recorder.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the reports.
All right, there's a motion to approve reports. I will second that motion. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Oh, I missed a couple days. I do that a lot.
It's there, but I still missed it.
That's right, that's supposed to be.
All right. Payroll eligibility or salary changes?
Yep. And then our interim planning and zoning,
Oh, okay.
so that we can pay them.
All right.
Right.
Might
Make a
appreciate
motion to
that.
approve the payroll eligibilities.
All right, there's a motion to approve payroll eligibilities. I will second that motion. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Agreement between Worth County and FEH Associates, FEH Design.
Okay. There's the agreement, so it's up to you guys
Okay.
if we wanna move forward or. And I'm guessing it was good that we said at least January, and we might wanna go further out than that. And
Right.
I notified Kevin of that too,
Okay.
that it was a possibility.
Maybe after April or something, maybe. But
Yeah. And Jeff, looked at that too. It's pretty boilerplate,
yeah,
standard agreement.
well, we need to do something. We need to continue to look and think about this project. And I'm not saying, you know, something will act on it, but we got to get some kind of plan in place, whatever it is. I mean,
Like I say, if it's get a plan in place, and if it's a 5-year project down the road, that's what it is, but you gotta start somewhere.
And I like the idea that we're gonna look at the whole county
right,
instead of just
this.
this building.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm guessing there's stuff that needs to be done everywhere if you really look.
Sure.
Well, it could be a long range plan, you know,
Yeah.
5 or 10 or 15-year plan that could be
Right.
put together
Yeah.
and figure out how you're going to do it.
But if we don't start something somewhere,
Because if
It's
that
just
would have
gonna
been
drag out.
done,
Just drag out.
if that would have been done like 50 years ago, maybe this building would have been looked at more often and kept up.
upgraded and.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting until the holes come and then fix
Yeah.
it and it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, so.
So I guess I will make a motion to approve the agreement with FEH Associates.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the agreement with FEH Associates, and I will second that motion. Any other discussion? Do a roll call vote. Maybe
Aye.
Stone, aye. The motion will pass.
This group will be a little more involved than what we tried here last time. I think for long range planning, it's, I was pretty impressed with the meeting we had with them.
Yeah, they, I'm just, talking with them and how they go after this stuff and just.
Yeah.
The beauty I like about it is they help us put the word out to everybody in the county. They get people
Right.
in the county involved in doing this to say yes or no if it's gonna happen, so.
I don't think they're Cadillac type of people either, but they're effective and they'll be efficient.
Yep,
in
exactly.
Whatever they decide to do, so.
Yep.
Could be good.
Very true. Winworth Betco.
2 board meetings this week and then 3 city council meetings. And then the next week, mainly, we'll have the planning and zoning public hearing
6 o'clock, right?
on Monday, provided that I actually received that paperwork this morning. And then that affects the next agenda item.
Okay. Sounds good. And we're meeting at 11:30, right?
Yep.
All right, we'll go to the approval of sponsorship of Sukup's high quality jobs application.
Here's the application itself. And then Elena from IEDA is online and Tom with Sukup is online too if you have any questions. Elena, could you explain the application attached?
Sure. Hi, good morning. My name is Elena Santizo. I work with the Iowa Economic Development Board for approving these types of applications. They meet monthly. And so for every application that a business brings forward to request incentives, typically they're a various type of tax credit as this one is, we would look for a local sponsor. So what does that mean? A city or a county, depending on where the project is located, would basically approve the sponsorship, be a part of the project. The sponsorship itself is probably more symbolic than anything, but we do count on our local eyes and ears for projects progressing as they should, or letting us know if there's something that the state needs to be aware of, if there's been local issues, which I don't anticipate that there have been, but that's kind of the nature of the sponsorship. So that's a pretty straightforward piece. And then I think you'll be taking up perhaps local match either at this meeting or in a future meeting. That's also a part of our process. We would look for a local municipality to provide a local match in the way of a property tax abatement or exemption or TIF, or there's a variety of things. And I think you heard a presentation a week or two ago about the variety of choices that you'd have for that. And so we're very flexible on what you could propose. And so if I can answer any questions, I'm happy to do it.
Any questions
What's
for?
the timeline on that?
Yeah,
Yeah, what is our timeline, I guess, on this? So I get, Tom, if you wanna maybe clarify, when are you guys hoping to get started on that project there at Manly?
Sure. And yeah, nice to meet everybody. Thanks again for your consideration on this. We are prepared to acquire the land as soon as possible. There is a fair amount of site prep that's going to need to be done. If any of you have been out there, it's kind of that space between our current building and the railroad tracks in that area, and it is going to require some pretty serious earthwork. So I mean, I think we're prepared to move forward as quickly as we can and maybe get some of that done even before we freeze. But realistically, we're probably looking at spring to maybe finish some of that, some foundation work, and then the expansion of the building. And then, yeah, from there on, the installation of the equipment and everything after.
Sure. And with this project, you're hoping to bring some more jobs to Manly, correct?
Yeah, we've kind of been blessed with some continued growth over the years. And, I think with this one in particular, we were looking at, potentially trying to find a labor market outside of here in Franklin County, where, we're a large employer and we're starting to get a little thin as far as, what we're able to pull and from up in your direction. We realized that there's some opportunity up there to add some employment. So I think that's the plan.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. Elaine, as far as our end, what's our timing? Whatever we do, we don't have anything in place right now that is within the requirements for your grant or your. So I guess what our question is, how soon do we have to commit? It's going to take us a little time to get something established and going.
That's understandable and not a problem. So we are planning to take this application to our board this Friday. However, they are willing to make what they call a contingent award. So basically giving you guys some time to put together a plan. They are certainly understanding that you want to maybe do this on a more strategic plan to say, this is what we're going to put in place, not just for this project, but for future projects. Don't need to rush through that. So you really can take your time. We will not issue a contract with Sukup until that's been done. So a month or two can be, as much. I think that sounds like that maybe what was required with certain publications and readings. Another year or two probably would be a bit of a problem, but you have some flexibility, I guess, is my answer.
No, I think our board here is in agreement on this. It's just which route we want to go, and I think we've been discussing the urban revitalization direction, and the way Joe Myrie with Nycog made that sound is it's going to take us a couple months by the time we do the public hearings and we go through the whole process. So it might not be completed till just after the first year. Hoping that's okay. We just feel that that's our best direction to go.
Long term.
Yeah, for long term with urban revitalization. Tom, does that seem to be a problem with you at all, or?
No, I guess I would defer to Elena as long as we would, be able to move forward with the purchase of the land and some of the site prep without causing a problem with our project with the IEDA at all. I don't have any concerns about the timing for the county.
Okay. Elena, is that, you seem to be okay?
That works perfectly. So when my board takes action, any costs incurred by SUCUP then becomes qualified. So that's why that timing for our approval makes sense to go ahead for this week, even though you guys need just a little more time. But as long as you guys are on a path to sponsorship and local match, we're perfectly fine to work with you and just kind of see that through over the next couple of months.
Fantastic. Okay. Any
So
questions?
we just need to start lining up the steps and get this done.
Yeah, if we're gonna approve this application, then yeah, on our end, we gotta start working towards our,
Yep.
or work with Joe or Chris, probably at NICOG,
You should be here next week.
on this process of urban revitalization.
You know, doing announcements and all that, it all takes time, so.
Yeah,
So we gotta
you know,
make
Joe
sure.
said it's probably gonna be a 2-month deal by the
Yep.
time we do the process, but as long as everybody's got time, I mean, I don't know if you feel the way, that's probably the
No,
best way to go.
I think long-term it's gonna be the right way to do it.
Yep.
You know, we could do a short-term method, but then somebody's gonna change it at some point. So if we take
Yeah.
the steps now, I think we'll be good for future projects. I mean, I think
Sure.
that's what we gotta look at.
Yep.
Not just this one, so
Yep, so,
things are happening, so.
okay. Are we missing anything, Elena, or we just need to approve this application if we feel necessary and start moving forward?
One question I had, would you mind if I shared with our board what you plan? Understanding that it's still being worked out and approved, may I include that in my materials to them? If not, that's okay, you're still working through it, but I like to give them an indication. I'll let them know that I spoke with you, and then if you have a sense for what you might want to do, I would indicate that to them with your permission.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. I think we're gonna commit to this, and, you know, help out SUCUP. It's, obviously SUCUP's a family-owned, company that's very well respected in this area, so it's kind of a pleasure to get them up this area. I think, yeah, that would be fine. Just, we're probably gonna go with urban revitalization and, work out a tax credit or tax abatement with SUCUP on this project. So
Perfect.
that's the direction we're thinking of going. So.
Yep.
Well, thanks you guys for your work.
Thank you.
Yes,
Right.
thank you very much, guys.
Okay, well, with that, I guess I would take a motion to approve the high quality jobs application with IEDA and SUCUP Manufacturing.
So moved.
There's a motion, and I will second that motion. Is there any other discussion? I'll take a roll call vote. Smaby?
Aye.
Stone? Aye. That motion will pass, and we will sign this grant application, get it back to you, so then IEDA can continue to move on, and as well as SUCUP. So I thank you both. Tom, thank you for looking at growing up in Worth County, and hopefully we can work together on some stuff in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Oh, let's see. So I just need to sign the back of this.
Sponsor would be you, right?
Yep, for the sponsor. Okay.
You know what it is. All right. Or do you need a
You
copy?
have a copy of it?
I already kind of wrote on the top.
Oh, that's okay.
I was making notes on there.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Here's another one.
No, thanks.
Perfect. That it then, Melissa, on that end?
Yep.
Okay, good. Was Joe gonna be in, or was that just left on from last?
I just left
Okay.
it on because I didn't know if you were gonna talk about it.
Well, he was-
Which you kind of did
he's
already.
got- yeah,
so, yeah.
He's got his
He's
advisory board or whatever this morning, then he was heading out.
Yep.
But like I say, I think he was gonna send Chris this direction. We'll put Chris on for next week. And Chris is gonna come up and get us going on this process.
Good.
So. All right, Jason Petersburg, good morning.
Morning.
Jason?
Not a lot to report on. Construction's pretty well done. I did meet out there last week with AJ. We looked things over a little bit. It looks good. We're working on the final plat documents. We were pretty well done. The casino has asked for some additional information, so I will get with Ron Fry and get that addressed so we can proceed with the final platting. I don't foresee any problems there, but we just need to touch base with him and make sure there's no issues.
Sounds good. No, it does look good out there.
Yeah.
Just the view anymore is almost worth the investment of getting rid of the eyesore out there, but
It looks like it has potential anyway now.
It does,
For
and
development, so.
it sure look a lot prettier with some buildings in there.
Yep, yep. Are we putting the streetlights in out there, Jason, or is that gonna be delayed for a while, or what's the problem?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm going to put together a separate little bid package for that since Heartland Power didn't really want anything to do with it.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want to bury in the same
Oh,
ditch or anything, so
okay, whatever.
it's kind of a
We're thinking the 4 lights, one at each curve and one at each intersection of Wheelerwood Drive, Wheelerwood Road.
Be nice to have it lit up at night too.
at least a little something there. And if buildings, parking lots come in, they're gonna have their own lighting, so we don't
Yep.
need to go crazy on
No.
it. But better have just
We
something
should
out
have
there.
streetlights, I mean, just for.
At least, no matter what, we would have them on the intersections,
Right.
regardless. So
Yep, that'd be good.
okay.
Okay.
Sounds good, Jason. And then I haven't heard anything out of Russ or anybody on the.
No, we went through some of that stuff Friday and we're going to pull some information together on those valves for you and Chris and get something going.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna make a few changes out there on the water plant too. Hopefully, not blow pipes apart anymore.
We don't need any more damage out there.
And we're also gonna look into different valve setup or something for our softeners. So,
Yep.
I got a bill for an alarm.
Yes, yep, that would have been on the wastewater lift
Oh,
station.
okay.
That's separate. Yeah.
Never mind that.
Yep.
He's
So,
on top of it.
all right, that it, Jason?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Jason.
Chris.
Oh, I
He's
just
just on
know.
That's all right.
Nothing on that, that's fine. Appointment.
I still gotta get something in the newspaper.
Okay.
You just gonna join us for a little bit, or do you have a question, Jeff?
I was just gonna poke my head in. I'm surprised it's dark in here.
Oh, that's.
Do we lose a light or?
I just sat back.
No, Kenny's just the one
not there. He just
downstairs
made his
or-
coffee this
He always
morning.
pulls the cord.
Yeah, he usually
Okay.
pulls the cord.
Yeah.
I just hit the switch when I come
None of
in.
us are qualified to do that.
No,
Right.
it's above our pay grade.
Right.
No, I've got court starting here in a little bit. I just wanted to poke my head in and see if there was any questions or concerns about anything.
Yes. We did have one concerning chairperson, vice chair. Is that up to the board to make that decision, or is there a set of guidelines that we have to go by?
That's up to the board. You guys have had kind of a rotation that you've done
Mhm.
in the past. I also know that you usually don't like to make the chair a new guy right away.
Well, that's the
Right.
thing. And I would
That's what we were discussing, because it was supposed to rotate that way.
give everybody at least 2 years before they be, or at least a year under their belt before they be chair,
Yeah.
regardless who sits in these chairs.
Right.
So you could, yeah, you get to be probably the lucky.
Yeah. And I don't mind doing it again. We just didn't know if it's basically just a board decision
It's a
then.
board decision. It's technically it's their positions you're supposed to vote on. And here in Worth County, they've just always taken turns and
We always make a motion, once usually somebody says, make a motion that AJ,
Yeah.
so it is voted on.
But it's just usually just been a rotation. So,
Yeah. So,
well, we can
Pretty cross
discuss.
straws.
Yeah, pretty
well,
much.
pretty much.
We'll discuss that, I
you could do
guess,
that, yeah.
in November.
So,
And then make it official and after the first year, so.
Highway 105, I think you both saw my follow-up letter after talking to Rich Aaron. So we're just waiting ball's in their court. We're waiting for the deed.
Okay.
I talked to Amber at the abstract company, and I think she's realized that once we do the master abstract, doing the additional ones isn't a big deal, whether we do them in time or early. So I think she's kind of rethought that. She'll give you a price per, but there isn't going to be a need, I don't believe, to order, all 14 or 15 of them all at once.
As long as we have a master to start with, we're okay, probably.
Yeah, well, and we need the master in order for me to do a title opinion for the entire property before we do can file the plat.
Okay. Okay. So once we do that, thinking that plat's filed and done, if we wanted to do like an RFP for the entire property,
We could do it.
that would be a good time to do it.
What's that RFP?
Request for proposal on just buying that entire property.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's what we've kind of considered, is putting it out there to see if any developers would just like the entire facility. Then we don't have to do the whole fiasco, multiple public hearings to sell each individual lot and all that stuff,
Yep.
Okay.
And we'd still need to do the one for whoever it is that you sell to.
Yes.
But,
Right.
Correct.
But yeah, that's not a concern or an issue.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks for your info. Thank you.
Yep, too.
All right. Appointment for planning and zoning. You want to put that in the paper? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
I gotta get that done.
Okay. Since we're on that discussion and we put you on the payroll, is this is still something you're just wanting to do temporarily,
Yeah,
Jeff?
just interim.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to close on the questions I had submitted a couple of weeks ago. I'm
Sure.
not sure what the process is to close on those, so I'd like to see those get closed before
Okay.
somebody takes over.
Yeah.
So
So we basically need to look for a planning and zoning person then.
Have you
And
talked to Winnebago County?
I have
about
not.
it?
I will call them today. I've got nothing planned today other than my meetings and everything else. So I'll spend some time on the phone. So that you're willing to stay on the board, Jeff, if we find somebody to.
Yeah.
If you're appointing on the planning
Sure.
and zoning
Yep.
board. Okay.
Yep.
You just don't want to do this portion of the job.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, the
Nope.
admin as a full-time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect. So I think we'll I'll make calls to Winnebago and Mitchell then and see.
Okay.
Actually, we'll be talking with Winnebago supervisors later, so maybe I can pick their brain just a little bit on that guy over there before I do make calls. So.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
All right.
And how do we close on the questions I had submitted?
Basically, we'll just look into them and figure out the answers to them.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know
Once that's done, and if
If there were questions that you guys had of the questions that I raised, or things that I was asserting, or
no,
was
I
any discussion necessary on them? Or what?
gotta look back at them. I have not looked, but yeah, we'll get them figured out and find the answers to them, and then
Okay.
go from there. So,
Okay.
sound good?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Department heads. Any discussion, questions from any department heads out there? Dan, got a new vehicle done?
Oh, he'll be happy.
Teresa's all good. I did make it in the treasurer's office, open to public, I see,
Oh,
Really?
with masks, yep.
okay.
So I called and was gonna try to sneak in there and get a trailer title, and they said, oh, we're open to public, come on in, so
Okay.
wear a mask,
All right.
so that we're good.
Spread the word.
You?
No, just the cybersecurity stuff. We're just getting hammered and it's escalating.
I
So
saw that ICAP on or whatever you
Yeah.
sent me. Yeah.
So pretty much delete
delete,
next
delete,
month.
don't do business.
Unless you know for
It's
sure.
real important, just
Just
give us a
don't
phone call.
change your profile picture, because I always look at the ones that have Joel's picture on them.
Okay.
That looked halfway decent back then. So
Yeah,
I'll
right.
Yeah, those too.
So yeah, just I caution everybody and because Clay kind of got hit pretty bad, with their stuff, and now with the Tyler fiasco happening. We're just seeing escalations across the board.
They'll all go away November 4th.
No. I think they're gonna be worse and worse, but yeah. Of course, of all times I have it going on.
Mhm. That's all I had.
Okay. Well, nothing else for emails, okay. Oh, warning siren tested out at the interchange casino area, tested good, so it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Other than that, Supervisor Weekly. Mark?
Just my workforce development board, we're just continuing on, they're getting, I think they're gonna be okay on local workforce development board members, and got a couple more agreements to finalize. The signature pages for the 28E or the shared liability agreement were all done, so we got that done, and as soon as I get a copy of that, I'll try to get it to you, so we got it on record here. So we just continue on. We got a time frame, so we're just getting out everything we have to do. We got to get in order, so we're working on that. So
Go, right?
yeah,
Okay. That's it.
that was it.
I didn't have anything last week. I was supposed to call in, but I got my calendar screwed up. I was in Nyack on Thursday, but I thought it was a Friday meeting.
Not the only
We
one.
had that issue.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
that.
so,
Yeah.
which I'm sure was understandable by that board because it was a so
We'll get better at
It
it.
was
Yeah.
a rough week.
yeah, it's
It'll be a rough couple months.
time to start updating calendars, I guess, planning calendars. So anything for next week? We'll put Chris Diggins on, I think, from Nyakog.
Okay.
And Melissa, you'll contact him then and
Yep.
let him know to come up here. So we can get that ball rolling.
Can I just leave that, just change from Chris to Joe and leave that the same then?
Yep.
Yes.
I
Yep.
just put 9-5
Or just put NICOG
in
in
case,
general.
Joe comes back early.
It
Yeah.
could be
Okay.
whoever, I
Yep.
mean, if that's okay, it should be.
Mhm.
It's
Oh, yeah, as long
it's
as
an
something's on there.
organization, not the person. isn't it?
Yep. Only something on there. Well, shoot, I did go to that fire chiefs meeting last week. Good discussion. I forgot about that one.
That's good.
Good discussion there. Just that's nice that those guys all get together and they meet with their medical director and see how everything's going. So
It is.
those things are always changing on the, especially on the EMS level. So other than that, nothing else. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.